What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Izzy Versus. This is your first time watching the show. I'd like to welcome you. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe and enjoy the show. We're going to be having a good time in today's show. I got a great guest with me, so I'm going to bring him out right now. You guys know him. You know him. He's a little bit evil, but not too much evil, I'm going to say. And that's my boy, Evil Mike from Evil Mike's Comics. What's up, Eve? Make sure you get that. Let's unmute you there.
What's up,
There
Izzy?
we go. How you doing, man?
Good, you?
I'm doing. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today, man. So we got 8 people right now. So I think they're gonna start trolling in, you know what I'm saying, as we keep talking and stuff like that. But I hope you like the techno music in the background there while we wait there for a little while.
Yeah, I did. I was all
And
jamming.
you just bobbing like. Anyway, let's go ahead and say what's up to you guys in the chat. Starting with number 1, our boy Las Cruces, 5 p.m. He came in a little late today, but he made it first. So he's usually at 12 o'clock, like at 12, our time and stuff like that. So he came in twice though. So hello from New Mexico. We got Larry Green Machine, like number 1. So he Larry Green Machine is always the like number 1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like Las Cruces is always going to be number 1. He's kind of like second number 1. So it's always good, right? You got Phil's Treehouse saying what's up right there. And then Las Cruces saying right back hi. And of course our boy Scotty, much love from Chattanooga. And Las Cruces is still looking for he's still looking hard for Josh, man. Hashtag find Josh, man. What is Josh up to? and make sure you hit that like and subscribe. And since Beckerman's in the house, we got to get started. Right? And there's Evil Mike's right now. Love the Izzy verse. We'll talk more about that. And couching and slouching with C Bizzle. I'm sure he got like multiple screens ready. He probably has like 300 screens ready to go. So we got that going on there. Let's see what else. We got our boy Collecting with Dirts, cooking dinner for his beautiful legends. Wow, look at that. I smell dinner cooking over here though. Like this dinner being cooked right now as we speak. So it smells good. Yeah. We got my boy Black Spiders. What's up, everybody?
What's up, Black Spider? What's up?
Hey, look at this. Josh is in the woods.
Oh. With the spiders.
You know what I'm saying? That seems to be hashtag found Evil Mike.
Found the wrong guy.
You know what I'm saying? So we got stuff to talk about. So let's get started. We're going to go right into it, and we're going to talk a little bit about what's trending this week. So you ready to find out what's trending? Let's find out what's trending. So we got the trending list going on. There's a lot of good stuff. I'm happy for some of the stuff that's on this list already, starting with this first book, The Sandman, number 1. Yeah. So I take it you read The Sandman.
No. Well, this issue, yes.
Oh, I was about to say, you haven't read The Sandman before?
I haven't read the whole entire, but I have read the first issue.
All right. So what's your thoughts on Sandman from what you already read?
I love the Sandman, the whole, that universe and stuff. I pick up the current, the Nightmare Country universe, whatever. But, I'm pretty sure this is coming off the heels because we're about to get season 2 and there's talk on that. And
yep. There's some pre-production going on as we speak. So I'm happy to say that they're in the, season 2 is probably the most ambitious season. I know it's just 2 seasons, but it's a very ambitious project with the story that they're going to be tackling. They're going to be tackling Season of the Mist. Yeah. Also, you got the Dead Boy Detectives. That's part of the same universe as well. They confirmed that they're part of the same universe. They were introduced in that series as well. So a lot of good stuff happening. I see we got some more people jumping in. We got Riley. What's going on, Riley? DBH is in the house. Woo. Also, we got Steve White in the house. Steve, there goes Steve.
What's up,
Steve, what's going on, Steve? And of course, Kenneth Burr, the Birdman himself, has showed up.
What's up, Ken?
All right. So this book is one of those books that's always going to be hot. This is a book that, as far as specking goes, this is a book that's always going to be worth something. And the
Oh yeah.
quality of this book is crazy. So this is Vertigo before Vertigo was a thing. So,
Yep.
but Sandman was one of the books, as well as another book that we're going to be talking about a little later. That was part of that whole let's get Vertigo, let's make Vertigo a thing. But this story by Sam Keefe, art by Sam Keefe, written by Neil Gaiman. If you haven't read it, man, go read it. It's definitely worth a read. All right.
Yes.
If we thought this female Silver Surfer thing wasn't going to get bad, it just got worse.
Because we got number 2 on the list.
We got the latest book that's trending, and you got Tape Prime in the house. What's up, familia? All right. Nifman 11. Have you ever heard of Nifman?
I have heard of him, but barely.
Yeah, Nifman came out in the early 90s.
Mhm.
It was one of those titles that was it came out with alongside She-Hulk. When Sensational She-Hulk came out, Nifman came out. It came around that time period. So it was part of an initiative by Marvel to get some new titles. So that's when we saw She-Hulk, we saw Quasar, we saw Nifman and Nick Fury, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know if you remember that series from the
Yeah.
90s. So all these books were coming out around the same time, and they wanted to bring out this character called Nifman, who it's kind of like piggybacking off of the Kung Fu era of the 80s in a way. But no one bought it. No one cared for it. This book is on the list not even because of Nifman, and if we see him in the MCU, I'll be surprised. But because of who is on this cover, and that is, you see it in the image, it's a
Yep.
female Silver Surfer. So,
Yep.
see, female Silver Surfer. Yeah, exactly. So, we got Trev in the house. What's up, Trev?
What's up, Trev?
Yeah. No Power Cosmo. Yo, what the And Scotty does have the first. I had the I have the first issue of Nifman.
It's out there. I've
It's
seen it. I've seen it recently in dollar
yo,
bins. Like I
dude,
swear I passed it like 2-3 times. It's
yo,
fine.
it's not even a dollar bin book. This is like a quarter bin book, man. This is like the book that you put in the quarter bins, man.
They
That's
have the
how it
stickers.
is. You know what I mean? So before I go to the next book in our list, there's something I like to share with you. All right. So let's go ahead and put it in there.
Can I get a selfie?
Of course you can.
The Seven's Queen Maven.
You want to get a selfie? With the man himself, Homelander. And of course, we got here the boys number 1, the first appearance of Billy Butcher and some of the team. Huey. What's your thoughts on the boys, man? Ready for season 4?
No, I'm not a big boys fan. I think I made it to the 2nd season and then I kind of gave up on it.
Yeah.
No, it's not that I don't, no dislike or hate or anything like that. And I've never read the series, and I've heard the series is different. It's a little better. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, the thing with the boys is there was a conversation. Who was it that said it? It was Christopher Nolan who mentioned Watchmen, and he said that Watchmen was ahead of its time. I, for what it's worth, that I love. First of all, I love that movie. I think that movie was great. It's totally underrated. There are things about it that needs to change. I think the whole not doing the squig, but going with this guy. I get that.
Yeah.
But for what it was worth, I enjoyed the movie. But a lot of people I know that watched the movie didn't understand what it was. So, and someone like my boy Durst, who read the book, just couldn't get into it like that, from what I remember. Yeah. And the thing with it is that it's commentary on the comic book genre, and that's what Garth Ennis was doing here with the boys, right?
Yeah, it was
Garth Ennis.
Like
Garth Ennis was doing the same thing. He was joking at superhero comics, and that's what ended up being. The boys was an ultraviolet. It's Garth Ennis at his finest. Yeah. Oh yeah, Beckham is right. American Flag, same thing, right? Look at that. Watchmen is one of the great superhero films ever. Yeah, because it's a deconstruction, right? That's what it is, right? Also, look at this, Cliff. award-winning member
Award
of the
winning.
Council of Comics. Yeah, so this book
No,
is
but
this is
I actually saw the fourth season. You know, the
yeah.
trailer for fourth season. And I'll say a couple things. One, I like that they're bringing in Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I
Yeah,
don't
that
know
should
if
be
he's.
interesting.
I don't think he was in the third season, right? They're bringing him in brand new.
I'm with you. I'm like I think you and I are in the same place that we got to our second season, then we couldn't move forward. I didn't move forward because it's a tough watch. It's a tough show for me to watch.
It just for me, and I can tell you what it was. It was over the top to start with, and
Mhm.
that's shown before you get in the show. So that was expected, and I like the route, but it was kind of like for me, it deviated from the whole plot of the butcher trying to take out.
Yeah.
It for me, I think that's what I was most excited for. And then you get to the second season, and they went like not over the top. They pushed it to like 1 million with the whole drinking milk and
Yeah.
no, but I will say the fourth season,
Mhm.
I did get a little excited. Maybe like enough to maybe push past what I didn't like to
Mhm.
get to where they are because it looks like the stories finally get to a better place. More constructed place.
Yeah. And here we got that straight out of Compton homage. They did it first. Yeah, they did the first homage. All right. So now we got another book in our list here. Who Avengers 186. Whew. This one's an interesting one, right? Because this book, what's causing this book to spike up is the first time we hear rumors of Magneto being the father of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. So before that, there was no connection other than they were part of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, right? But this
Yeah,
time, it was more like these are my kids, and they told the origin of Scarlet Witch and Pietro. So there is some buzz behind it, but I don't know exactly what is that buzz. You know what I mean?
could be the buzz on all three because it is the origin of Quicksilver and Scarlet
Mhm.
Witch. I have a feeling, if we get full on X Men. And I've seen, I don't know about you, but I've seen more set photos from Deadpool, like with Tyler Mane
Yeah.
reprising his role as Sabretooth.
Mhm.
So I have a feeling we might see Quicksilver again. So that could be like
I
one
hope
side.
so. I hope so because they
Me
did
too.
him dirty in WandaVision. They did him
Yeah,
dirty.
they did.
I did
I
not like that turn.
no, I was hoping that was going to be the foot in with the X Men, and it just didn't turn out to be that way. It was really disappointing, especially with what they did with the character kind of thing. He was just a magically enhanced guy that was running around. It had nothing to do with Quicksilver.
So, and I feel like that's kind of what's been happening this time around with these phases in Marvel, that they're giving us things that we've been asking for, but they've been like, "Here, you want it? Fine, you got it." Kind of like John Krasinski as
Yeah, I was
Mr.
about to bring that up, Doctor Strange too, because that it wasn't just Fantastic Four. I mean, we got Captain Carter, we got, there was a lot of like Easter eggs in that one Illuminati thing, but it
Mhm.
wasn't just that. Shit, we got Spider Man. They brought back like
Mhm.
they mixed the whole Rami and Amazing.
Mhm.
Um, so I agree, we got a lot of that.
What's up,
So
circumstances? You want this definitely on his yeah,
but I want to say the biggest pull will probably be Magneto. I mean, you have to
yeah.
figure if we get the X Men, he's coming, and he's always
Well,
first.
keep in mind they keep throwing these tidbits on who's going to be in Deadpool 3, and I
Hmm.
feel like what's going to end up happening is that we're gonna get loaded with cameos. One, because they're not spending as much money with other projects, right? So they put pretty much put everything else on hold. So everything's on this one movie because this is
Yeah,
the only movie we're getting this coming year.
yeah,
Everything
they
else is
did.
going to be
They
pushed forward, right? So
they did
with that,
stop everything, and they
yeah,
pooled all their money into this. No, I'm playing.
put the money into no, they pretty much they're going to put all the money into it because it's guaranteed to be $1 billion movie. I'm calling it. It's going to be $1 billion.
It always depends, I mean, because we've seen bad X Men movies before, so it's not
Mm-hmm.
like that doesn't exist, and it's not like we didn't get one or two, or we
Mm-hmm.
got there's a couple bad X Men. I mean, so it just depends. If they keep them the same as
Mm-hmm.
Deadpool 1 and 2, I would
Yeah,
totally agree that it's going to be a
yeah,
billion-dollar franchise.
I
But
agree.
we're talking about the ambition, some of the ideas that I've heard from it, some of the cameos I've heard, like
Mhm.
the bigger the roof, the higher percentage you have of it
Mhm.
diving. But I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, now we're gonna come to the main attraction here, and I did put a poll up, so let me see how the poll's looking so far. I got to go all the way to the top of my screen to get to the poll here. So we got a poll, and the reason why we got this poll is because this. Oh, look at that! That's actually pretty interesting. So the poll is: are you excited for Keanu Reeves to return to the role of John Constantine? First and foremost, this book is not the first appearance of John Constantine. Before anybody asks the question, it's the first appearance of Papa Midnight, but it's not the reason why this book is on the spec list, right? The reason why this book is on the spec list is because they are moving forward with Keanu Reeves returning to the role of John Constantine in Constantine 2. It would be nice if they just called it Hellblazer, man. It would be. I would like to call
We
it
haven't got a
Constantine
name yet, so
Hellblazer.
it could be. It might not even be called Constantine. It might just be called Hellraiser,
Yeah.
which would be kind of nice. It'd be pay homage to the comics, and I don't know. I have questions on it. Like I'm so excited. I mean, it's one of the movies that I've wanted a sequel for. I did like Keanu as Constantine, um, but
He was
like
one of
shot.
those surprise hits, right? Because he does not resemble John Constantine in any
No.
real way, right? So he's
No.
not British, he's not blonde. In fact, John Constantine was modeled after Sting, and we're talking about Sting from the Police, not the
Hmm.
wrestler Sting, right? So he was modeled to be more like Sting, but when he got the role, it was at a time where they just threw movies at us, and this one worked. You know what I mean? It really worked. I
I
enjoyed everything about that movie.
I'll tell you a story, Izzy. I love this movie so much. I had no idea who Constantine was. So
Really?
this was yeah. So this was my, and I'm a DC guy, but this was my first appearance, or first
First
introduction
introduction.
into.
So
Yeah.
was that?
So, and
Yeah.
I will agree with others. I do like the traditional look of Constantine from the comics. Like I did like Matt Ryan's portrayal,
Hmm.
but there's something about the way they did his version of Constantine, like with the tattoos, with
Hmm.
the and
Yeah.
we've gotten other Constantine. We've gotten animation, and we've got live action with the TV show and his appearances in Legends of Tomorrow and stuff like that. But like they never did that stuff in the other reenactments. So I'm kind of
Hmm.
I,
Yeah.
I want to see more of that, like that version of his fight with the devil at the end, him tricking
Oh,
the
that was
devil.
awesome too.
Yeah,
it
and the performance. I hope we get some of these same actors back. Like,
it
uh,
was such a good movie, man. I really enjoyed it, man.
yeah.
I'm going to show you something that I really enjoyed about the movie. Come on. Who
All
doesn't
right,
want them
all
to
right.
who doesn't want to see John Constantine beat up the crap out of the lead singer of Butch Gavin Rossdale?
Thank you for pointing that out because nobody knows that, and that's one of my favorite bands of all time. I love Gavin
Oh,
Rossdale, and
I can tell
like
you a
the
story about Bush.
bro, I love Bush. And you're talking about an '80s band that's still going today. That's been
Mhm.
releasing albums like every
Yeah.
every 2 or 3 years. But seeing that was the draw that really got me to go to that movie, was finding
Mhm.
out he was going to appear in that movie because, like I
He had a
said, I
small
didn't
scene.
know.
He didn't have a big scene. It was like a little small scene. That scene that you saw there, but it was like,
It's
hey, Gavin Rossdale, lead singer of
right,
Bush.
and he was actually decent. He played
Yeah,
his part. I believe he pulled him off like Balthazar or whatever.
yeah, Baldassar. And then you got some Bush. Yeah, who doesn't love Bush?
Man, I love that.
Yeah, man.
But I mean,
I remember
we
when
got
Bush
like.
first came out, though.
I mean,
I
that movie put Tilda Sweeney on the map. I mean,
exactly. She.
that was really like the first role that anybody. I mean, because she was in other roles before
Mhm.
then, and I'd been a fan, but that was really like the first role that, like, I want to say mass population had seen her in something that was like creatively cool and showed off her uniqueness of the way she acts, kind of thing.
Mhm. Yep, everything Zen. I remember that when it came out. So, short story. I did get a chance to go see them, but I didn't go see them when they first came out. So when the first album came out, 16 Stone, I was gonna have tickets to see them. You ready? $10.
Damn, $10. I got to see him during Razor Blade Suitcase, the second album.
Oh, that's good.
I
Yeah.
want to say I paid like 20-something bucks, but
Oh
it's
man,
one
those
of
were the
those
days,
concerts.
man. New York
Yeah.
concert. So we were gonna go to a small club in New York, and they were gonna be playing for $10. They were the headliners.
That's why I was in New York was the re-release of Woodstock, and you know how much I paid for concert tickets for the 4-day pass?
What?
It was like $60.
Yeah,
For
man.
4 day, and
It's
there was
insanity
like
now.
30. There were like 30 bands going, and they were all top notch. I mean, today is crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts in general. All right, let's go to our next book here. Action Comics 544. This is the first appearance of Lex Luthor's war suit. If I see this suit in the movie, I'm gonna lose it. Like, we always get the suited Luthor. Like, always we got the 3-piece suit Luthor. But if I see Luthor in this suit, I'm just gonna lose it.
It's not gonna be that suit. I want to say it's gonna be like, I imagine like what they did with Green Goblin. It'll be something like that, like a modernized version of
But come
that
on, you
suit.
gotta. But this is James Gunn. He likes doing this kind of stuff. Look what
He
he did with
does.
Peacemaker.
Nah,
Like,
look,
Peacemaker had the fish, the toilet bowl head. You ain't gonna tell me he's not gonna try it?
he kept that. Like, if you look at all his characters that he brought back, like look at Polka Dot Man. He modernized the hell out of Polka Dot Man.
Yeah, but he's
I
keeping
mean,
him true to the look
he
and
is,
feel.
especially the recognizability of the character.
Yeah.
Like he is, but like they are definitely like, because I mean, look what he did. Like a good example from that movie is what was his name? The guy that took his arms off or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know that. Cliff, you got to send me a clip, man. I want to see that. I've never seen it. Oh, that's right, because this guy was playing Luthor. That's why I didn't care. The guy from, he was from what is that? 3 Men and a 2 Men. 2 Men.
I don't even remember who played Luthor on Supergirl. I don't know if
it was the guy that's with the show that had Charlie Sheen and then Ashton Kutcher. The other guy, I can't remember his name. Guys, tell me in the chat who's the name of that guy. John Cryer. I knew Cliff would know.
That's the guy that played Lex Luthor, John Cryer.
He played Lex Luthor. It was weird. 2 men and 2.5 men. Yeah,
2.5 men.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I don't think I made it. I did. I want to say I watched like maybe the first 3 or 4
Circumstances.
seasons.
I do remember the ghost. I know about the ghost, but it was a cutoff.
Oh yeah.
It was a cutoff. They confirmed that it was a cutoff. It was no ghost. The one that's more freaky is the one in Wizard of Oz. That one's more freaky.
The Munchkins or the
that one's a little more freaky, man. What's up, Taylor Winder? Oh, and we gotta say what's up to Son of Bruce. He's also here.
What's up?
All right. Look, now we're just throwing out bands. Chevelle is awesome too. Chevelle is awesome. All right. So before I get to the next pick of the week, I got somebody has to share something with you guys. Okay.
You know, the question I get asked most often is, Tony, how do you go to the bathroom in the suit? Just like that.
Now, that scene was inspired by this iconic book, which is Iron Man 128, The Demon in the Bottle. This cover in itself, man, even to this day, man, that is crazy. And look at this, part 9 of the story. That's how long stories were back then.
Think about all the writing that's in those books, because each one of those books are like a 45-minute read.
Yeah, exactly.
Dialogue bubbles were like that big.
Yeah, so man, I wish they would have touched that story a little bit more in the MCU, but they did it.
I wish that's how I wish that's the way they would have started with his character and then gradually got away with it, fixed, something.
Yeah, and they show threads of it at first, because right in the beginning he's already with the whiskey drink in his hand, like he's like, oh yeah, we did it first. Like you thought they were gonna go there, and then in the second issue, they would have, like in the second movie, they would have really touched it, because they did kind of touched it, but but they didn't really go deep. It was like, oh yeah, he just had a bad day, pretty much. They got himself a donut.
They had those little threads in there, and that's about it.
Yeah, so. Yes, sobriety happens in 5 minutes. The movie's told me.
Taylor, you all right?
Yeah. Look at it. It happens for Scotty overnight.
See, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? There you go. So there, that book there. It's a great book. I'm happy that it's in the spec list. No real reason. It's just there. People want the book. Now this
Which
book
is
is here for a reason.
yep.
All right, we got some JoJo. All right, GI Joe. What's your takes on GI? Were you a GI Joe kid?
Yeah, I was not into the comics though. For some reason, I've never like I played with the toys. I watched the cartoons. I went to the movie. Like I actually watched the new movies that came out, but for some reason, never been that enough to know the real story. You know, like outside the cartoons.
Yeah.
But, I do know spec reasons. Shoot, we got a movie coming.
We got a movie.
Multiple comics coming. We got.
Mhm.
I mean, Transformers and GI Joe is very hot right now.
Well, they just dropped the facsimile like 2 weeks ago, so of this very same book. Well,
you talk about Hasbro Lab reported last week that their sales are up 20% for some unknown reason.
Nah, just just the comics, just comics. Look at that. Look at this list. Look how many first
All
appearances are in
first
this book.
appearances. Yeah.
All except one.
Actually,
Actually, two. Two people did not appear in this book.
What two?
And the two people that are probably the most famous of the GI Joes besides Snake Eyes, Duke and Roadblock. They don't appear till much later. It's crazy to think that. Right? Look at that list. Wow. All right. Here's my girl. My girl has made the list this week. Yeah, Jubilee. All right, Jubilee. This is here because of the animated series. People are getting fired up for the animated series to return. And when you think about the animated series, Jubilee really is like the heart of that series. You know what I mean? You got the great Wolverine story. You got the whole thing with, Jean and Cyclops and the dynamics with Magneto and Xavier. But when we first see the animated series, the character that they focused on was Jubilee, and I'm proud to say that I'm so happy to see this book in this list. So I got no problem with that.
Jubilee's like somebody that I expect. From me to you, are same age. So I mean, like getting into the X-Men, and she was that attention in that first episode, and you're not talking about there. It didn't stop for like the first 2 seasons because she was woven into Wolverine's character. She was pretty much our 90s version of Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, and Chris does that. Chris always, every generation, like every 10 years, Chris Claremont just throws us a new, young version of a character to be like the person with Wolverine. I don't know why Wolverine kids love Wolverine. Just seems to be one of those guys. I don't know. So yeah, really good book to see in this list. The next book on our list is one of those books that I'm like, when I first heard about this, I said, this is very interesting. So The Huntress #1 came out back in 1989. This features the first appearance of Helena Bertinelli as the Huntress. So this is not the first Huntress. I believe this is like the third Huntress. And the reason why this book is demanding spec value is because of Korean filmmaking. So this book has been licensed out to a Korean film studio to be made.
It's interesting.
It is. It's very interesting to hear that. But apparently they've done things like this before. So it's kind of, think about it in the same respect as how they licensed Spider-Man in Japan. Yeah. And we got the Japanese Spider-Man, which we all love, and we can't wait to see him eventually return some way. This is the same thing, where we're going to get some kind of Huntress storyline through the Korean market. And, who knows what it's going to look like. You can't get... You can't get worse than that Birds of Prey TV series. You remember that thing?
The movie, yeah. I kind of like the TV show. There were some good parts about it. We got to see Mark Hamill as the Joker.
You know what? I don't remember that. I remember his voice, but I didn't get to see him.
You only get to see him for like a couple seconds because they do the killing joke part in the very beginning.
Yeah,
where he shows up in that outfit and he shoots Batgirl, and there's like, I want to say there's a scene before he knocks on the door and there's a scene after, and that's all you get to see of him. I was saying it's kind of weird that they chose, the Huntress, especially overseas, especially with that because her backstory is all about killing the mob and
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
I have no idea what's the deal with that. But we were talking about Jubilee. Now let's talk a little bit more about some other characters in the X-Men universe. And this is Uncanny X-Men 132. Now, this run of X-Men from this time period, it's like every book had a new first appearance. So now I guess it's 132's time, but we get our first appearance of the Hellfire Club. We get, Tessa, who becomes Sage much later. Black Bishop, White Bishop. So this is pretty much the inclusion of the Hellfire Club. Now, I do think we'll see a proper Hellfire Club because we have seen the Hellfire Club in the movies.
Yeah, bits and pieces.
Yeah, so in X-Men First Class, remember they did the Hellfire Club where Kevin Bacon, he was cool. I actually liked him. I thought he was a really good villain. I wasn't too crazy about their choice of White Queen. She looked it, but she wasn't much of an actress. She didn't really act.
It's more on the line. They just they kept her in that not the diamond form, but it's like she was always in that persona the whole movie. Like you said, she was stiff. She was, and I don't know if it was because she wasn't a dedicated actress. I'm not sure, but I agree. I didn't mind her, but at the same time, that's not the White Queen that we know. I mean, White Queen's talkative, intelligent.
Justice for Darwin. Yeah, man.
Right. Oh man,
justice for Darwin, man. But you know what? See, Bizzle? Darwin's getting his justice in the form of being Mr. Terrific. There you have it. So there you have it. So there's your book there. Now our next book, I got to introduce you to somebody that's coming up soon. Talking about animated series. Here we go.
You don't resist, and less dangerous.
Who are you? What do you want with us?
My name is Sinister. Mr. Sinister.
I want him to say Mr. Sinister if you're nasty.
Right.
Because that was right, because didn't he have the Nasty Boys?
Yeah, he did.
Mr. Sinister and the Nasty Boys. We got the first appearance of first appearance of Mr. Sinister, X-Men 221. Now this one has multiple buzz because of two factors. Obviously, they're saying he's going to be the main focal point of the animated series coming up very soon. I can't wait to see that. But the other reason being is that Javier Bardem, who has also been rumored to play Galactus, is also rumored to be playing Mr. Sinister. Another person that's not in this list here that was rumored to play Mr. Sinister back in when the New Mutants movie came out is John Hamm. So imagine seeing John Hamm as Mr. Sinister.
Well, there was a couple because Walter Goggins was in the mix, and Brian Cranston.
Cranston. Yeah, but John Hamm, man, I think he would have been really good because he has that swagger about him.
John Hamm, I think, out of those, he would be the one that I would pick because he's really good at playing a good guy or a villain. But not only that, but he already has the face.
He has the jaw. He has the jaw, right?
Yeah.
But my thought is how would he make him?
Oh, makeup. That's not that hard. Mr. Sinister does not. I mean, without his costume, because the costume is more, I would say, the harder part. But his face makeup, I mean, he's just got a diamond and some blue skin and some.
But he's white skinned though. Like when I say white skin, I mean like white.
Who? John Hamm? Yeah.
Well, not John. Mr. Sinister, and you notice by he also has like fangs for teeth.
Sharp teeth. Yes. Yeah, I love Mr. Sinister.
So I'm not sure how they're gonna do it.
Mix of CGI and prosthetics, maybe.
If they go that route, I feel like they're not gonna go that route.
Live action wise, I mean, the only way that I think we would see Mr. Sinister soon would be in Deadpool because they hinted at so many different things and like in New Mutants, because in New Mutants we had like 3 different Easter eggs that he was the main bad guy behind that. And then the Deadpool, like what was it, Wolverine Origins? There was a couple. Hey, Rich. There was a couple. No, so they've been like he's kind of been hinted in the background forever.
But that's Sinister for you, right? That's how Sinister operates, though.
Right. So bringing him, like maybe having him be some kind of cause of this multiverse, like weirdness that's about to happen in Deadpool 3, I could see them doing that. And then plus that, it's another option where they could use one actor, kill him off, and still bring in somebody else if they want to. Once they fully bring the X-Men into the MCU kind of thing.
I could see that. Because he was a part of the Secret Wars storyline, the storyline that we just got, not the original. So I could see them throw him in there. Maybe they're putting him in the cartoon to kind of like feel him out, see how people feel about it, because they do that a lot.
Well, another thing is bring him back to light in pop culture wise, because like they haven't really used him in the movies. I mean, when was the last time they used Mr. Sinister in anything outside of a video game or a comic book? And it's probably been since 97 X-Men since we've seen.
Well, no, he was so we haven't seen him since 97 X-Men, but he was teased in the end of the New Mutants movie that some people
that's what I'm saying. Well, that's what I'm saying. We haven't seen him since then, like in any form, animation or live action. So it might be like Disney's thinking of, hey, let's use him a little bit so people, like as far as in the X-Men animated show, let's make him the main bad guy so he's back in pop culture, because I feel like that's a big drawback. Is trying to get people to go to the movies and you don't have a strong enough villain to get them excited.
Yeah, like, which is part of the problem now, right? It's one of the problems. All right. Speaking of strong villains, Aquaman 35. First appearance of Black Manta. Now he's taking center stage here in Aquaman. What do you think?
I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm a big James Wan fan. I liked the first movie. I thought it was one of the better DCU movies that we got. I still watch Aquaman. I mean, it's so vibrant, so bright. So it has a different feel than every other movie we got. I want to say some movies past this movie have copied some things that James Wan did,
We said villains. There he goes, E-Man.
What's up, E-Man?
How you doing, E-Man? How you doing, my man?
How you doing?
All right. So, yeah, with Black Manta, I can't wait to see him because he did have a small role in the first Aquaman. So I kind of like how they're dealing with that so that he could, then take up the mantle of being the main villain. So, you know what I'm saying? Like Trev, man, he wants to see Mojo, Longshot, and we're probably going to see one of those three really soon. What do you think?
I want to see Mojo and a proper Shatterstar, please. I don't care about Longshot. No.
No. If you get Shatterstar, you got to get Longshot, man.
You do, and I'm not.
You can't get Shatterstar without Longshot. Actually, we did. I just remember that we did.
Right?
No, man. Arthur Adams' goodness, man. I love me some Longshot. And I want him to have 4 fingers.
Right. Okay.
Remember, he has 4 fingers.
Yeah, he's got 4 fingers, not 5.
Yeah. So that'd be interesting.
All right. So going back to this, I'll tell you what, even though he had a small presence in the movie, he had such a strong, commanding presence. I loved the actor that portrayed him. One of the very end scenes. Hey, Bobby. One of the very end scenes that we got him building the helmet and it messing up or whatever. Man, you talk about how exciting I was that it was comic accurate. This big, gigantic, I bet and there's a couple things that they've teased in this trailer that, like me and Mark and and it's such easy things, but like Aquaman riding on that seahorse. I don't know what it is, but man, just seeing that legitimate, I'm like, whoa. That's cool.
That's gonna be fun, man. That's definitely gonna be fun to see that scene. That's gonna be a pop. I was like, yeah.
Because in the first one, I mean, they had it wasn't just like we got to see sea creatures. We got some mythical stuff in that movie, So it's gonna be fun on that part to see, some more trench or some more of these other, clans that are out there in the Aquaman universe, kind of thing.
Yeah. All right, we talked about Jubilee. It's time to talk about Kitty. Not only Kitty, we got Emma Frost makes her first appearance in this book. This book is a double key, 129. Again, this whole little run, this Dark Phoenix run, we get Kitty Pryde, we got Emma Frost, we got Dazzler, we got the Hellfire Club. He just threw a lot of people in this storyline, but this is the start of Kitty. I found out that I had this book. Now I got a beat up copy of this book, but I had no idea I had this book in my collection. One day I'm going through my books and I'm like, huh. And I was like, oh crap, I got this book. But it's a beat up copy. Like the back page has a ripped page. So somebody gave me this book somehow. But
I've owned this book 3 times because
really?
And I don't have it currently, but I've owned it, lost it, owned it, sold it. It's one of my favorite like keys because of the White Queen.
Yeah.
I'm a villains dude, and she was for especially at that time, and I think that's what Chris Claremont was trying to do at that time, was trying to go
Yeah.
away from the norm, because I mean you're talking about 100 issues and X-Men hadn't really
Yeah.
done anything, and so I want to believe that was his intention, was like trying to go the exact opposite. Let's get like Emma Frost to Jean Grey, they're almost at the
Mhm.
same power level, but then he throws the diamond thing there, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, no,
But they
no, but
also throw that Emma's kind of like an evil. She's really evil. She's not good. She's not a good person. Even as a good person, she's not a good person. You know what I mean?
she's gray. I like to say that because she does go back and forth. I mean, I think currently she's supposed to be good, but that was like, okay, if you read that whole Sinister War thing or whatever that was, she went full bad. Like,
Yeah.
she was trying to take over the whole universe.
All right. Our next book here has been on this list before, and that's Venom Lethal Protector #2. This features the first appearance of a couple of people, but more importantly, they're talking about this is spec because of Venom 3. Now, I'll tell you right now, I know nothing of what Venom 3 is going to be about. They've been keeping this tight lit. It's supposed to come out in a year from now. What else can we do with Venom that's not Spider-Man related? I don't know what to do. Like they could go Black Ops Venom.
Well, I've thought about this, and me and my brother have talked about it because he knows a little bit, because he's a big Venom fan. And you're talking about what they set up in the first movie with the Life Foundation.
Yeah.
So like they could take it that route where we start getting the other symbiotes, but it's just the other symbiotes, and like it.
Mhm.
I mean, currently with Red Goblin, with Misery,
Yeah.
Spider-Man hasn't been in that at all.
No.
It's pretty much just been the symbiotes messing with symbiote stuff, and that's it. So I have a feeling that that's kind of the route they're going to take, is just introducing more symbiotes, but just keeping it on that side.
So Scotty's wondering why this book's on the list. Well, it's on the list because it's the first appearance of the Jury. Now, the Jury is going to be in the Venom movie. That we can confirm. So that's why this book's on the hot list. But if you could look at the list, it's only $8. It's really not that much of a big deal, right? It's not an expensive book, but it is his second book. So there's a little bit of that. I think I have like 3 copies of this book just laying there. You know what I mean? They've been given to me. Like I bought it when it first came out, but someone's given me these books. So, all right. So where is it? I pronounce symbiote. Signed by symbiote. $8 is more than I paid to watch the new Hey, we'll see. All right, our next book is another Avengers book. Again, this is the first appearance of the Darkhold, the origin of the Darkhold, which is Avengers 187. Apparently, there's this spec about Scarlet Witch that keeps tripping. There's no real confirmation that she's coming back, other than with Agatha.
She's supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
So that's why I think the spec on the Darkhold is what you just said. I think Agatha was supposed to be the attempt to bring her back or something like that, involving the Darkhold. And I can say that Marvel has focused on the Darkhold in the comics, because that's what that whole that little crossover event, the Chaos of Contest, it was about Agatha making a new Darkhold.
So the Darkhold is almost as important as the Infinity Storm. Yeah, they need something new.
Yeah.
They can't stick to the Infinity Storms anymore. It's a little passé.
Well, you think about how weird it was for the MCU to bring in the Darkhold so quickly, but you think about it, like he just said, it's one of those things that's just as important as the Infinity Gauntlet kind of thing.
9 billion variants of King in Black. There you go. We could make trades happen. All right. Our next book is Uncanny X-Men 268. The book is here for comic spec, really. This has nothing to do with movie spec. It has everything to do with comic spec, because they are returning to Madripoor with this storyline in the comic books. Chris Claremont was told to write this story, so he actually wrote this story in the books already. I think it's out already. If it's not, it's going to be out very soon. And this is an iconic Jim Lee cover. This is his first ongoing book, from what I remember. So this is the first ongoing Jim Lee title of X-Men, and that cover is iconic, man. And you know what? That's a version of Black Widow I like. I miss that version, the short hair version of Black Widow with with the gray
Reach.
jumpsuit.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's the first time that Marvel started focusing on her as a main character versus a background character.
Yeah. Hey, what's
Like,
up,
that's
Andrew P? How you doing,
what's
my
up,
man?
Kevin?
All
But I
right.
think that was the first time they started, like, because that whole book's all about the spy stuff. That's why it's Wolverine, Cap.
Yeah, the missed opportunities with the loss of Black Widow in the movies. It would have been nice to see her with like Wolverine in these stories. We got Legion of Comics. What's going on? We are Legion. What's up, Mark?
What's up, Mark?
All right. So now let's keep on going down this list. There he is again, guys. He has returned. So he wants to talk about something, doesn't he?
I knew I was right. Your genetic material will be the foundation.
Ah!
Yeah, I don't think he's that hard to do. Get some blue hair, get the goatee, some white.
You don't want to see the we got to see the goatee, the flat top. You got the nice little flat top.
I mean, you could do that like Dick Tracy. Remember that dude flat top, and he just had that like.
Oh, that's right.
Prosthetic piece. Just color it blue with black shading. There you go.
Oh man! So this is the first cover appearance of Sinister. It happened a couple of issues later in the Infernal Saga, and then we got the Marilyn Pry and all that stuff.
Goblin.
Yeah, man, did Chris Claremont really? He had a story.
Yeah,
dude, and he's still doing it, man. Even now, man. You talk to Chris, and he got stories upon stories, man. That's
some
crazy.
We're storytellers, you know.
Mm-hmm. Wait, I love this one the most.
Tentacle porn. All the time, baby.
Yeah, that's why he's looking the way he does, man. Because
Sinister was such a creep, though. You think about like his basic what he does, right? He just mixes and matches DNA and genetics, right? But then they have to add in all this like creepy, like mad scientist. But it was like like Trev was saying with the tentacles and the weird Cthulhu stuff. Like, yeah, they got weird with Sinister.
Well, he had his entourage. He called them the Nasty Boys. That's one.
Nasty. If you nasty.
But look at the outfit. He told Madeline, "Hey Madeline, I want you to wear this."
Oh, he was like plaid leather, you know.
And look at him right now. Look at that image. He's holding her with his hand. So what is he seeing from that angle that we are not privy to?
Oh, he's seeing the backside. What you talking about?
He's seeing something good in the backside.
She had to have a cape on, so it's just.
And look, and the title says "Sinister Schemes." I love it. Love it.
Scheming to get in that ass. That's what he was like. Mm-hmm.
Finally, we got the franchise himself, Amazing Spider-Man #1. Of course, this is an iconic milestone issue. John Romita. Why not? You know what I'm saying? You got to throw in some Spider-Man. And then right underneath him, you got Miles Morales Spider-Man 12, which is the 1 in 25 variant that came out last week. People are loving this cover, man. I think, for what it's worth, it's okay. It's perfect for remarks. But
that's what I was thinking.
It's a good remark book. But as far Colin Farrell, that's Iman's choice. Colin Farrell.
I could go that route too. I mean, Colin Farrell is
you because think so? Even though he's playing Penguin right now.
Yeah, but look at his performance as Penguin. Like that. That's what I'm going for. Like, I mean, you talk about not only taking a character like that and making it like super believable, but like his act, man. Yeah, I could do Colin Farrell. I'm down with that even.
All right.
No, okay. So going back to this cover, I will say one of the things I like about it is the black and white with the negative background or whatever.
Yeah.
If they would have made it color, I don't think it would have stuck as well as this does.
Well, there's another one out there with Spider-Boy that's similar, but it's not as good as this one. But this one's just really based on the architectural. That's how it is. For me, it's one of those books that it's nice. I'm not going to pay $35 for it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just nice. It's just what it is. It's buildings.
Okay. It's not like the best cover. It kind of reminds me of when they did the one that everybody likes, where it's like the sideways buildings.
Yes, that's cool. with all the names.
Yeah.
That's
but like
really cool.
You know, what made it cool was like the ability to put all the, like once people started doing that, it was like a whole different. So I think this could be something like that. You could do like graffiti. I don't know.
Yeah. So
Can
we
you
got
see
deviate.
Affleck?
You really want a guy from Boston?
Boston. He's
So
got
is
apples.
So the Sinister have a Boston accent. Like you gotta park the car in the garage and all. But I don't have a problem with Taylor Winder's suggestion of Steven Seagal.
Oh hell no! Get the hell out of here.
With the ponytail?
With
Come
his
on.
weird. I mean, all right. If what kind of Marvel movie we making? We making the Dolph Lundgren Punisher again?
Bill Skarsgård. Everybody wants Bill Skarsgård for something.
Yeah. I don't want Bill Skarsgård as this. I like and I do love Bill Skarsgård.
Dwight Schrute.
I love the whole Skarsgård family. Dwight Schrute, maybe.
Another one, Matt Mikkelsen. Nah, I'll pass on Matt Mikkelsen. He's another one.
Okay, so that's something you mentioned that somebody is in the running for that I can see him as that part, but Javier Bardem. Like I can see him in the Mr. Sinister role, and I kind of I would prefer that over the Galactus because I believe we'd get to see more of his acting prowess come out, even though he's in costume.
Yeah,
but I could go for a Boston, Mr. Sinister too.
You want a Sinister from Boston?
Give me a Iffy Nasty in Boston speak.
Yeah, Mikkelsen as Doom. No, I actually like this guy, the front runner right now. The guy from Oppenheimer, that he was Scarecrow. He's
Calvin Murphy.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy. I'm sorry.
Cillian Murphy. He's in the lead for Doctor Doom, and I actually like that because he has the eyes. So it's all depending on.
I'll give you that.
You need someone that's willing to have the eyes that's going to pop out of the mask because this guy's not going to take off the mask. I want somebody that's not going to take off the mask.
And he does play intelligent roles really, really well. That was one of the reasons I liked him as Dr. Crane.
He was really good at Scarecrow. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right. So let's take a look at the top 10 list from this week. You're going to be surprised at some of these, I bet. So let's see them. Spawn number 1. Really? You're on mute.
We did get Spawn news, so
yeah, but number 1. You know
no,
what?
you want to know the one that surprises me out of all of those.
Which
and
one?
it's a great comic and blah blah blah, but Hercules. You're telling me that somebody out there is screaming for more of a continuation of Thor?
You don't know what's the reason for that book?
Well, we saw Hercules and at the end of, remember?
But it's not because of Hercules those books are hot.
Why is it? Is
They're
it Eternals too?
They're female Silver Surfer books.
Is it? Is that why?
Both of them. Those
Oh,
are
I thought
also
those were
dollar
ties
bin
to.
books that are tied to a female Silver Surfer. So this is the second time
I
they're in
thought
the
those were
list.
ties to more Hercules. I was like,
No,
who's
no, no.
asking for
Sorry, no
that?
Hercules there. No Hercules there. So, you know what? I don't know if Taylor Window was joking around as Crispin Glover as Sinister, but yeah, I could actually see Crispin Glover as Sinister. I don't care, man.
Here's my
He's
opinion with it.
creepy.
I mean, as long as like, okay, we're talking about like you breaking down a character. So for me, as long as it's a white dude, and it doesn't necessarily have to do a white dude because I mean, I'm not gonna go racist with it, but you could get a black guy and you could do the white because it's basically a pale guy. So I mean,
It's a European. As long as
acting
it's
is
European.
acting is acting. I don't. I mean, it could be any one of those actors, but as long as they can act their ass off and be that character, that like and at this point, I want especially if we have characters that are established and fan favorites. Like,
Mhm.
I don't think anybody out there dislikes that version of Mr. Sinister from the
Yeah.
animated series. Use that as a reference. Give that to Calvin
Mhm.
Murphy or give that to Javier Bardem as reference,
Mhm.
so he can get into the character. But no, I mean, there's a bunch of great actors that I'd love to see. It's just a villain that I'd love to see on the big screen.
Yeah, he has to have like an eloquent language, like the way he speaks is eloquently. He has to be able to, command a room, but at the same time just be evil but charming that's how I see Doom. He's a charming
I do
guy,
I do.
right?
Well,
Yeah.
especially the current Sinister, because we do have two versions of Sinister. We
Mhm.
had that
Yeah.
animation version, like the
Mhm.
Chris. I would say the Chris Claremont, because now he's more like, I want to say he's more like the suave guy. He's more like the
Mhm.
smooth talking,
Mhm.
but he's still like sinister as far as the
Yeah. Yeah,
strategist.
he's gone through some changes. They've definitely gone through some changes with him. All right,
But
man. Let's take a look at what's coming up this week, man, because we still got more stuff coming up. So let's see what this week's pull list looks like. So it's actually a light week for comics this week. It's not a lot. It's not a lot of books this week coming out. It's still a lot of books in general as a whole, but Marvel only has 13 titles. This is the second week in a row Marvel has not pulled a double, this big, large amount of comics. So I'm a little worried about what's to come. But as far as books, it looks like they're getting ready for certain things to happen because we got Thunderbolts #1 debuting this week, as well as The Sentry. Two books that are so connected to each other right now that they decided, you know what, it's time to start building these characters up. Also, you got Marvel Voices, and you got the start of the gang war with Amazing Spider-Man 39. DVH is gonna pass.
I'm with DVH. I'm passing on all these.
Yeah, I might pick up Thunderbolts and Sentry to see what it is, especially the Sentry. I always like the Sentry as a character.
I
Trev's
would.
like,
I would be more inclined to go the Thunderbolts. I have been a fan of the
Mhm.
past, like especially with the Red Hulk, and oh man, I
Yeah,
love that series. But
but you don't want to know what this guy did to Red Skull. Look at
not so
that.
much.
Yeah. So you got those books coming in this week. Also coming out, Doom with the X-Men. We're talking about Sinister. We're talking about Doom. Right? X-Men 29 is out this week. Venom 28. Fantastic Four 14. Avengers 8. Those books are coming out this week.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
That one's been on my pull. It's been
Yeah.
an okay read. Nothing spectacular.
I didn't like the first few issues. I read the first two issues and I just kind of dropped it.
That was a big complaint of mine, was the first two issues, because it was like, what the heck are we doing? What's going on? And so
What happened to
like
the team? It's like everybody's doing their own story.
it was so like anti Fantastic Four that I knew, but I was like, okay, screw it. I'm gonna do the indie thing, and that I usually stick like 3 or 4 issues
Yeah.
with it. And it's been okay, like nothing right in between, I'd say. The art has been fantastic though.
Yeah. Cool. And then of course you got Alex Ross covered, so you can't go wrong with that. All right. Moving on, we got Daredevil 4. We got Daredevil Bullseye making their fight together again. Invincible Iron Man #13. and Alpha Flight number 5. I haven't been hearing a lot of good things about Daredevil since this new Daredevil. I have been hearing good things about Iron Man, but the whole marriage to Emma Frost, I don't know where it's going. Alpha Flight, I don't hear much about either, though. But
Daredevil, I am reading and I am enjoying it so far. I'm on one issue behind. I think I read the first and the second, but compared to the last run, it is not. But it directly connects with that run. Like the last run ended, and this one basically picks up where that one left off. There's a little confusingness in the beginning because they don't explain stuff like how he came back to life.
Isn't that always the case?
Right.
They never explain. Okay. Hey, what happened to my face?
I don't know. I was going to tell you that they.
I was turning into Doom. All that Doom talk, right?
Yeah.
Look at that. That's weird.
We have confirmation.
Oh, I know why.
That Izzy is T-1000. I'll put it back on. Keep the metal.
You like the lighting?
Yeah, that's cool.
No, I was turning into Doom, like in the movie. Remember the movie? How he was just turning into metal?
Yeah, he had like the little parts.
All that metal talk. Look at that.
See, there you go. It looks cool.
Wait, we gotta zoom in now. Let me zoom in.
Look, the more you did it. It's actually really cool.
I know someone's gonna grab that. Now that we said it, someone's gonna grab it. You got to be careful around this group. You know, someone always catch it.
They'll clip you.
They'll clip you. I'm gonna get a clip of me going into that. But talking about clips, man, Iron Man just wants to party. You gotta love it. We got Terminator. There you go.
T-1000.
Oh,
turn into Venom.
There you go. All that good stuff, right? All right, moving on from the list here. You got the Star Wars book, Star Wars 41, and Star Wars Dark Droids, G Squad number 4. Are you a Star Wars guy? Like, do you read Star Wars books?
I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but I don't read the comics. Now, I did during Dark Horse. I love the Dark Horse series, but I've never been a fan of the Marvel. Even in the 80s, I never read the Marvel side of, because it was just different. For me growing up, Dark Horse was the legitimate, canon universe.
Yeah, Dark Empire specifically was like a really good book. Like it was a good continuation because we didn't have continuations at that time. It was like, with the twins, and we're talking about Leia's twins, Leia and Han, they had twins. I thought they were going to go that route in the movie, but they decided to go a completely different route and ignore everything that was done in Dark Empire.
I want to see all of them. Jason and Yana, and then we got Ben, and then we didn't get Snow, we didn't get Mara Jade. No, I love all of them. But, okay, so with the Marvel stuff, I have gone back and read bits and pieces. Like I was reading the Yoda series that dropped recently. I just picked up the Star Wars Visions, the Peach from Moko series. So I do I will say with the Marvel stuff now, I do dabble, I kind of weave in and out, but especially with these big crossover events, I can't remember which. I think it was War of the Bounty Hunter or whatever it was, the Boba Fett one.
What I'm getting from these books, and again, for those who are reading Star Wars, more power to you guys and go for it. But what I've always noticed is that there's always like a major first appearance that someone's going crazy for, or it's just a cover buy. It becomes a cover buy, which is very comic booky these days anyway. So, I don't read it. I'm sorry, guys. I don't read Star Wars. So,
yeah, I have no knowledge on it. Especially on these books, I don't know if they're good or bad.
Like, there you go. Rich only reads Vader, and who does? Vader is worth reading. I'll say that much.
I read all the Vader stuff. I read I think 3 volumes that we got.
So that's cool. All right. Next is we got DC with 11 titles, and they're starting their Beast War. The Beast World is happening. So we got the tour of Metropolis. We also got Waller's Rising. Those are 2 books that's going to be part of this whole Beast War, which is part of that the Dawn of DC initiative that's happening. So that's kicking off the series there. Also, just in time for the holidays, you got Batman Santa Claus Silent Night #1. That should be a fun kids book. I'm looking forward to seeing that and seeing what it looks like. But
I'm
I like
grabbing
how
the
it's
first 3.
you gotta really.
The Beast War, I'm in full, and then Silent Night, I'm super excited for. Not that cover, which I think that's the one
Yeah.
Trev's going for, Stan Moore.
Oh yeah, the
But
Dan Moore cover.
and now I'm going with I think the Santa Claus like close up, but I'm kind of excited about that. Santa Claus is going to turn out to be a badass, you know.
Mm-hmm. I pooped and didn't miss anything important.
Yeah, Taylor.
You missed Taylor. You missed me transforming into a Terminator.
Right, you did miss that.
Yeah, you missed that, so you did. Oh, look at that! Geek Out with Roscoe, award-winning Geek Out with Roscoe.
That's right,
dude.
Congrats.
I'm not gonna lie. I was so happy to see that he won the Community Artist Award. Well deserved. So next year I want that award, Roscoe. So you cannot compete.
Yeah, stop drawing.
Stop drawing, Roscoe. It's over. All right, moving on. Shazam! You always gotta say it with the Shazam.
Shazam!
Right? That's how it's written. All right. Number 6, Birds of Prey. Number 4, Blue Beetle. Number 4, Fire and Ice. Welcome to Smallville. Number 4, with Lobo on the cover. So that should be fun.
Yes.
Anytime Lobo's somewhere, I enjoy, but you gotta do Lobo right. If you don't do Lobo right, there's something
that
wrong.
Series actually got a lot better after the 3rd issue.
Really?
So I'm really excited for this issue. And
Cool.
not because of Lobo, because that's something that was featured on the cover. There's something else that was featured at the end of the last issue that got me hyped. I was like, oh yeah. Nah, Blue Beetle's been really good with this new there's like a magic version of a beetle. That's that red beetle. Birds of Prey has been fantastic.
So Iman started his campaign for best hair. You got to be careful, man. You can't get a big some big YouTuber might tell everybody else to vote for him. Which I get it. I get it. Don't get me wrong. It's a popularity contest. He got his viewers to vote. So I'll respect that. However, I wasn't a big fan of those wins, if you know what I mean, when it comes to the CBC awards, CBCA award, whatever. But E-Man was Rob. Man. Next year, man.
Give us more shorts like the one you got, and just slather them all over the internet and email. It'll be there.
All right. Also, you got Batman 140, Superman 78, the Metal Curtain number 2, and of course, who's not going to pick up Scooby Doo? Where are you? 125.
I'm only picking up the first one. I did pick up the first run of Superman 78, but I'm not picking up this one. But Batman, oh yeah, Joker's back. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I did pick up the last issue, so I can't wait to see the next one. That should be fun, man. All right, moving on. Let's go with Image with 13 titles, and the big one of this week, Creepshow Holiday Special. Yeah, that's worth picking up. Also, you got a book that looks so interesting. They had to say the name twice in the book. It's called Bloodrick, number 1. That's some shoulders he got there. I don't even know what's going on with his shoulders. Big dude.
That's Ryback.
Yeah, Ryback, right? Exactly. He's gonna. I heard he's retiring. Now that CM Punk is back. All right, Our Bones Dust. That's interesting. But the book that I think most people are going to pick up that's on this group is going to be
Transformers.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. 2 issues in already. It has not disappointed.
No, it's been fantastic.
It's been amazing. So I can't wait to see this one.
The adultness of it. I'm on board for Creepshow and Transformers. I need to look into Bloodrick and Our Bones Dust. But honestly, Bloodrick does not look like something I would be interested in.
Yeah, there's certain books you could just wait. You know what I mean? If there's a buzz behind them, then you go pick them up. But if there's no buzz, you could wait. You could probably pick it up for $1 sooner or later, right?
Our Bones Dust, maybe. I like the whole guy standing on like the sign. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at we got love going on in the house. Look, Tate Prime loves E too.
Thanks.
Making connections. That's what we're all about. I'll get Transformers. Oh, look at that. So Taylor's all about Our Bones, Our Boner Dust. There you go.
I don't know
All
if
right.
he's talking about the comic or at home.
It doesn't matter. It's both. All right, and you got Blood Commandment number 2, Knights number 3, Patrol Head number 2, Midlife, or How to Be a Hero at 50. So those
I'm
books
on
are
board
out.
for the first two. The last two, no, I pass.
Yeah, then none. Yeah,
Knights
when it
has
comes,
been pretty interesting, and
really,
Blood Commandment. They left us. I'm unsure. I want to know, but we're unsure if it's like vampires or werewolves that the book is focused on.
oh, okay, interesting.
It's pretty good
Right.
though.
And then you got here King Spawn 28, The Sacrificers 5, and Kill Your Darlings 3. Yeah, there goes that King Spawn.
Sacrificers and Kill Your Darlings for me.
Oh yeah, no Spawn for you.
No. I read like I want to say the first 50 issues of
Mhm.
Spawn, and honestly, like I mean, it's not a bad read, but it's not anything that like it ever pulled me in. Like, man, I have to make it to the next issue. I
Yeah,
kind of forced myself to read those issues
yeah.
just to get the bet, and I was like, man,
Wow. All right, moving on. We got Destiny's Gate 3, and of course, The Walking Dead Deluxe issue 78. That series almost done, right? Walking Dead Deluxe, is it?
yeah, and I think
Yeah.
it might be 80 or 83.
Yeah, because they've been going on a weekly basis for these,
Mhm.
just knocking them all out to get the color versions, right?
I know
All right.
Durs is grabbing on.
Yeah, of course. So now we got our indie books. We got Dark Horse with 7, IDW has 7, Boom has 5, Scout has 3, Dynamite has 3, and Mad Cave Studios also has 2. So let's take a quick peek at those, starting with Dark Horse. There's another Star Wars book, another number 1 for Star Wars, The High Republic of Adventures, issue number 1. You got the Hellboy Winter Special, the Yule Cat, Time Traveler's Tales, and Usagi Yojimbo with Ice and Snow number 3. That's coming out from Dark Horse. Also from Dark Horse, you have the Midnight Show number 3, Strange Tales, The Voyage number 2, and Subgenre issue number 2. So your Dark Horse books.
Stranger Things, yes, and that Star Wars book looked interesting off the cover.
Yeah,
I like
but the
that
Star
book.
Wars Adventures is, I think it's geared towards kids. It's a kids book more than anything.
Teenagers.
Yeah, so it's probably be a tween book. Over in IDW, you got The Hunger and the Dust number 4, Catfight number 5, Dark Spaces, the Hollywood Special, Star Trek Strange Worlds, the Scorpius Run, and you have Sonic the Hedgehog 67, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin, reissue number 5, and My Little Pony Big Hoof number 5. So those are your books for IDW.
Pass on all of them.
Yeah. Over at Boom, you have Stuff of Nightmares, Sleigh Ride number 1. That sounds interesting.
Hard pass. But the only reason, okay, because I was on board for R.L. Stein's Stuff of Nightmares when he dropped the first volume, but they were all $3.99, and then we got this one shot, and I was all excited because we were getting more, and it was like a $10 book for a one shot. I was like, what the heck? And it was a 32-page book.
Ah, that sucks.
This is the same deal, folks. It's a one shot, and it is 32 pages, and it is $8.99. No,
that's not worth it. What about Orcs, the Gift?
Looks cool. I think it's a continuation because wasn't Orcs already a series or something?
Yeah, I'm not even sure about that. I'm not familiar with the Orcs. Yeah, when I hear Orcs, I think Lord of the Rings. That's what I think. Right. So Iman's saying he has the first such fun. Kids actually like that. All right. The Space Between issue number 2 in Boom. Also in Boom, you got Ranger Academy issue 3 and Buffy the Vampire Slayer issue number 5.
Pass.
Yep. Over at Scott Comics, you got Blade in the Dark number 2, which actually is a pretty cool looking cover. Quicksand number 5 and Side Quest number 3. Yep. So those are Scott. Over at Dynamite, Legendary Red Sonja number 1. This is kind of like a steampunk version of Red Sonja.
Yeah.
So interesting, but I'm not interested. You know what I mean? And you got Fire and Ice number 2 and Negaduck number 3. I know a lot of people have been enjoying Negaduck.
I know Roscoe has. I'm not a big steampunk fan. I like Red Sonja, but
yeah. So, and then we got some other company. You got Mad Cave with Skeeters #1. Look at that. I don't even know what's going on there.
I like
Skeeters.
that.
Look at that cover. And Project Reese #5. Our good friends over at Black Box Comics. You got Dead Detective #1 and Empath #2. So that should be fun. I'm interested in seeing those.
Skeeters.
Yeah, Skeeters. Over at CEX, you got The Miracles #1. I could pass on that one. And Wire Fence #1. All right. So it looks like it's a Western there. So who knows? You got The Nasty coming back, #5, over at Vault, and over in Omnipress, you got Invasion. No, not Invasion. Evasive #1. Look at that looks interesting. You got cornfields.
Got some dude in the background with some red eyes,
Yeah. It looks like the same guy that's in The Nasty. They got the same eyes, don't they?
Right. It's just
the same
angle.
dude. Crossover event.
He's out there.
All right. And then you got our last group here. We got Zenscope with Grim Fairy Tale 78. Hollow #5 over at Keenspot. The Sickness issue #3. The Sickness is one of those books that people are talking about because it's supposed to be getting picked up for something, but
yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, and then Gunbreed #5 over at Blood Moon. So DBH, he's getting the nasty. So
he's a Mr. Sinister.
Those are your books for this week. Okay, like I said, it's a modest week. It's not a big week of comics. So we'll see. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the poll. We had 27 votes, and it looks like, let's see, where is that poll at? It looks like everybody is down for John Constantine, Keanu Reeves returning. Sounds good, right? Look at everybody's getting their hashtags ready. So before we even do that, I just want to remind everybody, you need to come back to this video because we are doing for the rest of the year. What I'm doing is I'm doing a year-end giveaway where you have to be a YouTube subscriber. You have to leave a comment on every video that's coming up from this time period. The more you go in and you leave a comment and you leave hashtag love the Izzyverse on every one of our videos, you're gonna get an entry, one per video, for a big prize giveaway that's going to include a few things. I'm going to show you some more stuff that I'm adding to it. But if you are a channel member, you'll automatically get 5 slots. But you could enter for more slots as well. So I'm going to show you guys what I showed you last week. So I'm going to turn off the camera for a second here. Well, not the camera. We'll turn off the green screen for a second so you guys can see what I got for you guys. So I did speak to my boy Sean, and he agreed to give me something that we're gonna do. But last week I said I was giving this one away. So we got the nice foil of the Kingdom Come Superman. That's gonna be part of it. But this week I'm including some other cool stuff. So starting with some pop pins, we got some Iron Man.
Yeah,
that's gonna be part of it, and of course Loki.
Ooh, Loki.
Probably the 2 best characters of the MCU.
Right.
Wouldn't you say?
I was thinking the same thing.
All right, so you gotta. This is gonna be included in the packet. So that's not for today. And so Larry's like, yeah, I'm a member, man. I'm a member. I'm in. All right.
See, I'll make sure y'all come back to this video after this finishes and put in the hashtag in the comments after the video finishes.
Don't worry, Tape Prime. I did not forget. I'm still working on a lot of other sketches. So we're gonna send some sketches out to CGC to get graded. So these are part of the giveaway, as well as also included is a nice fitted of the Joker. Look at that. This is from my boy Sean. And you know what? If whoever wins it, you could put your name right here. So he's gonna include writing your name. So he actually did that already for the ones that we auctioned off in yeah. So we're gonna give away this Joker hat. So this is gonna be part of it. So it's the Joker hat, the Kingdom Come, and the pins. And there'll be more to be announced. I'm not giving you everything just yet. You're gonna get little trinkets here and there. At the end, you'll find out. So what you want to do is you're going to go into the videos that start off from the Australian video. So from the Australian video moving forward, you got to go back, leave a comment, and just put "Love the Izzyverse," and that will enter you for one slot. You put it on each video, and you'll get more slots, and we'll do the New Year's Day. On New Year's Day, we're gonna find out who wins. So we're gonna have a big New Year's party going on that day. So yeah, that Joker is dope. Yeah, it's really look at this, man.
And getting your name up there.
Yeah, and you get your name. You should have seen the one that Roscoe got with the Venom.
Oh, I'm sure I'll see it.
Ooh, it's good when he gets that. I'm sure he's gonna showcase it. So that's for the giveaway. But for today, we got something. We're gonna do another. We got some mystery bags for today. We got C and we got B still available for today. Last week we did A, so this week we're gonna do one of these two. So before we do that, let's go ahead and get that giveaway line out ready. So let me get this giveaway ready. And we're going to do hashtag Izzyverse. Or you know what? We're going to have fun. We're going to do Love the Izzyverse because that's what we've been talking about, right? So let's do Love the Izzyverse. If you haven't done it yet, put Love the Izzyverse.
Get it in there.
And we'll start collecting those comments as they come in. So now let me go ahead and showcase that slide so you guys could actually see it and you won't think I'm cheating. But then again, you always think I'm cheating, so it doesn't really matter.
Hashtag Rig.
Right, hashtag Rig. All right, so we got 6 entries right now. 8 entries are coming in. Make sure you get your hashtag Love the Izzyverse.
Come on, prize lizards and goblins.
Let's do this. Let's do this. The prize lizards, I love it.
Giveaway goblins.
All right, we got 11 entries so far. All right, we got 13 people watching, so with 11 entries, what do you think? Should we just move on? Should we do it?
Leave it for a little bit. Let's see. Maybe some prize lizards will show up.
Maybe some
They'll be like, hey, there's a giveaway right now. Hurry up. That's how it works, you know.
Yeah, that is true. Like, yeah, there's a giveaway. Come on, you gotta come through.
You see how
look, it went up to 13, right? We got 50 people. People are just showing up now.
You see how it works with CJ. You know, you say his name 3 times and he appears. It works that way with giveaways too.
My mouse just died. I have a mouse and it's not working anymore.
Why y'all put in that hashtag? Make sure you hit that like button too, in case you forgot.
You gotta hit the like button. Make sure you go back to the other videos. When this video is over, make sure you go to the comments. When you go into the comments, you got to put the Love the Izzy hashtag Love the Izzyverse as well, because this one's not going to be included. What's going to be included are the comments. Right? We got to get those comments in. It's almost like Tom McFarlane live. All right. Is it time, Mike? Is it time?
Let's roll it.
Let's do it?
Yep, they had enough time.
All right, let's do it. Let's find out who wins. Come on. I'm rooting for somebody. But I'm not saying who.
I'm going for Taylor Winder.
E-Man!
Congrats, E-Man.
E-Man's the winner.
He needs to win. He's been taking all this flack from the cosplay community. I know he needs to win.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? E-Man, you have won. So now, Mike, you get to pick which one he gets. Will he get C or will he get B? You have to pick.
C.
We're going to go with C?
Yeah, let's go C.
We're going to go C. So let's go ahead and open this up and find out what he wins.
It was like karma or fate, like it was made for him.
Let's see, E-Man. Let's see what you win. So I'm
going
to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying? And E-Man, I think E-Man was a channel member. I don't know if it lapsed because I don't see him in the channel members list. So E-Man, you know,
C for cosplay. He said, "I'll take C for cosplay." I mean, C for.
There's a big stack of books in here, though. Okay, so let's take a look at what we got here.
Let's see.
So we got Storm #1.
Nice
cover, right?
Aurora.
Okay, we got that one. Then you got Doctor Strange 6. This is a variant. Look at that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's some Spider-Man.
Cool. That's what. Speaking of Spider-Man, we got some more Spider-Man goodness. We got some Spider Noir #1, but this is not the one everybody's looking for. This is
still cool.
It's still good, right? You got another one here. You got Teen Titans 21. Look at that. Nice cover.
That's cool.
That's a good one. Oh, he got a nice one. He got a shiny. He got a shiny. Look at that Nakamura.
Hey.
You got a shiny. Look at that. Fire and Ice. All right, so that's good. Oh, we got another shiny, but this is an old shiny. You don't see an old shiny that frequently.
There you go, Bloodshot. Right there.
Joe Quinsada. Look at that. This has always been a fun cover. I love this cover.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
And they
We
talking
also
about Bloodshot
got
too.
You got Masters of Kung Fu, the Max series, issue number 2.
Hey.
Yeah. All right. And you got Star issue number 2, but this is Star in the Marvel universe. So you got that, Scarlet Witch here. So you got that one. There's more. Wait, there's more.
But wait.
You got Hawkgirl number 2.
Hey.
Look at that.
First appearance in there.
Yeah, and then you got Tales of the Teen Titans issue number 2. Check out that Raven cover.
I do love that cover. I have that cover. So
yes. So there you go, E-Man. These are your books. Make sure you hit me up in IG so that I could send this out to you when I can. So we still got for next week. We got B ready. so somebody's gonna win B next week.
So Beckerman,
maybe. Who knows? Beckerman got a sketch for me. I think it came in already. So that's good. So my mouse ain't working anymore. So let me go back here. I'm not a pad guy. You know how I am such a mouse guy. I can't do the pad. I hate it. I'm not a pad guy, man. It drives me crazy. So, dude, man, it was so great having you, man. It's been fun, Mike.
Yeah, thanks
for doing this, man. We'll definitely do this again.
Yeah.
Obviously it was fun. It was great. Rigged for certain on this one. I never brought up his name. I'm with you, man. Pads suck.
Yeah, I hate the pad.
I'm not a pad. I can't do it, man. I can't do this. This is not good. This is not
so
a,
small.
This is not
It's and I have small hands and still small. It's
I can't stand it, man. I'm a mouse guy. This is me. I'm a mouse guy. You know me and the rats. You know how I am with rats. I gotta have my rats. You know what I'm saying? So, oh man. So, Mike, where can they find you?
Evil's Comics, right here on YouTube, or Evil's Comics on IG if you want to personally, But yeah, that's where you can find learn to finger.
You would say that, wouldn't you, Taylor? We're gonna get you. I gotta get Taylor on the show, man. I gotta contact Taylor. You gotta come out to the show, man. Maybe we get you soon.
Taylor's fun. Yeah,
we gotta get Taylor, man. I know he's been taking a little hiatus. I know that. He did mention it. I did watch his short. Taylor did a short, guys. He did a short.
He's evolving.
So, yeah, he did a short. So you gotta give him some credit. Anyway, guys, we're gonna see you soon. But with that, let me leave you off with something here. So, first thing first, I have to tell you, before you go, I have to say,
thank you. Thank you.
But at the same time, if Keanu is not going to be Constantine, there's only one thing we got to say about that.
I'm sorry.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Make sure you check out the Monday night lineup. Our next show is Scotty Vaughn, who's happening right now as we speak over there. He got MON Comics, Middle of Nowhere Comics with Brandon. He's going to be talking a lot of good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one. Keanu was not going to be the last guy. It was going to be someone else. It was going to be our good pal.
The party's over. Then again, the party was over for me like an hour and a half ago. The after party starts in 15 minutes.
Go check out the after party, guys. I'll see you soon. Excelsior!